Hi guys, Mike here from Fire Masters, and today we're back in sunny Kent with Steve and Karen Bryant, the co-founders of Californian Grills, and today we're going to be talking to them about their Santa Maria grills.
So we're called Californian Grills because we moved to California about a couple of 3 years ago, and when we were out there we discovered these amazing Santa Maria grills, and Steve was cooking them, and we just thought, crikey, it's just so lovely to be able to wind the wheel up and down, and so you can control the heat. So we used it out there, and then Steve did a fabrication course out there. We came back to the UK and just thought, well, why don't we start making them over here? That's what we're now doing, but we've put our kind of spin on it, if you like, in the fact that we've made ours modular so they can come apart, they can be fire pits, and this one here, which Steve can tell you about, is sort of something that we've thought of over the last year.
So this is called our double barrel, and it's based on the Santa Maria grill, so everything winds up and down, as you can see, so you can get your ideal cooking temperature. It all comes apart, so all of these pop off, and the barrel pops off, the trestle folds up so it can completely be disassembled and easily popped into the back of your car.
Okay, Steve, why don't you tell us a little bit more about the double barrel grill and what it's made out of?
Okay, so it's made of mild steel. It's 3 mil thick. All of it's 3 mil thick, except the half barrel here, which I only started making it out of this material because sheet metal prices got so expensive, and I was looking for a cheaper alternative. And it kind of grew from there. It evolved. It wasn't a plan to do 2 of these to sit on top of it when I first started. And the trestle, I got that idea from someone online, so it was a lot of things coming together. It's you know, it may not always look this pretty, but it's never going to rust through. It's solid metal, except for the barrel, which is easy to replace. The paint itself is high heat paint from a British company, which is cool. And this is this here. You can have this in stainless if you want. This is just mild steel expanded metal. The cool thing about this is that they can come out, and you can clean them if you want, or replace them, whatever. But it's mild steel, it will rust, but once again it's thick, never going to rust through, it's easy to clean. These are stainless, these wires, and I mean, it's stainless steel, super strong. Copper ferrules here with the stainless, so you don't get a reaction, which you could get if you're using aluminium in salty weather. And a little thimble here, so it's not going to get cut through by the runners here. This spring here is what creates the tension, and you wind that on here, crank it, and it will adjust the tension in the spring. If it's a little loose, you can crack that nut, wind the wheel on, tighten it up again, and you basically want to kind of get a balance between how much weight you've got on here and easiness of turning the crank. And you can go to either extreme there.
So Karen, this is a really unique style of grill, one that I hadn't seen before until I'd actually moved to the UK and met you guys. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about the background of this style of cooking and where it came from?
Okay, so these grills are called Santa Maria grills, and it's because they originated in the Santa Maria Valley in Central California. So it's very specific to Central California. And it dates back to when Mexico still owned California. And it was when the ranchers used to come back, and they used to have these big, huge feasts. They developed this style of cooking where they would use them over big pits of red oak they used to use it on, and they would then cook there, and they would have it for all their families. And then this legacy has actually stayed. In California, the main thing that they cook on here is a piece of meat called the tri-tip, which is like a bottom rump, and it stems back again when I was telling you about the Mexicans using this. And what they tend to do is they'll put a rub on the meat, so it's a big piece of meat, they'll put a rub on it and then you whack it on the barbecue and then you lower it and you sear it, so it's hot and you sear it, and then you just raise up the meat and then you just let it sit there for about, they tend to say about 40 minutes, so you're cooking it for longer and slower, and that's the beauty of this because you can wind it up. So you can also do, we've done pork loins on this, again, lower it down, get the searing, then raise it up, and then you get the longer and slower cook on it. You can do spatchcock chickens, and in fact, again in California, they have lots of, they have these huge great pits and all these grills over them, and they've got chicken all over it and tri-tip. So you can not only do your sausages and your burgers and your steak searing, but this allows you control, but also allows you to cook bigger pieces of meat as well.
All right, guys, well, why don't you tell us a little bit more about this little barbecue here? I mean, this thing looks pretty cool.
Okay, so we call this our standard combined, and this is what it's evolved to. But it's basic Santa Maria grill, all the features that you get with the Santa Maria grill, all made of 3mm steel, which is all cool. This stand came through people asking us, look, I want to barbecue in a more traditional way. I don't want to start on the ground, because initially that's how it started. And I think I can handle it. There we go. That's exactly how it started. A barbecue that you could sit around like that. And it's called the standard combined combo because, it's perfect for me barbecuing. I love to just barbecue like that. I'm usually sitting here, my wife's sitting there, and a beer in between, and we're just enjoying it. And when we're done barbecuing, just pop that off, and it becomes a fire pit.
All right, guys, well, that's about it for this time. Steve and Karen, thanks very much for having us over and talking to us a little bit more about your Santa Maria grills, where they came from and how you created them. For our viewers out there who want to learn a little bit more about these grills, you can visit the website, californiangrills.com. Alternatively, you can come onto our website and have a look at the blog that we wrote on Californian Grills. Until next time, guys, we'll see you soon. Cheers.
Cheers.